Hi everyone, this is Usha Pandit, your Mind Springs English teacher. If you're coming to my channel for the first time, make sure you subscribe, press that bell notification, write a comment for me, and if you like it, give me a like, share the video. So today is a very special day. I'm going to talk to you about my book, Writing with Ease. Now, Writing with Ease has been a very popular book with teachers. They call it the Bible of writing. Very often teachers use this book to teach writing. I believe students should also have this book, because if you have it, the teacher and you can work together brilliantly. The distributors used to call it the Wren Martin of Writing, because there has never been a book like this before, and I suspect you won't have it after, because it took me several months to write this book and it grew into a big book. It's got some 350 pages and it's one of those books where everything about writing that you need to know is under one roof. Whole bunch of people think it's an exercise book. It's not. It's a reference book. It's a book that you can buy now and you will use until you are an old man or woman. It's a book that you can give the next generation. It's like a dictionary or a thesaurus. Aren't those books that we keep forever? Useful books, a reference book. You want to do exercises, you should go and pick up Language with Ease. It's a series that goes from 1 to 7, grade 1 to 7, increasing levels of difficulty. Excellent English, excellent grammar. The answer keys are available on Kindle, and it's something that children should work on slowly and become stronger and stronger until they are superb with the language. They go together. Now you will say, what has grammar got to do with writing? Trust me, they've all got to do everything with one another. Language with Ease has got grammar, it's got vocabulary, it's got oral, it's got writing. It's an all-in-one book. So let me tell you what makes it special. I'm going to take you through the big ticket items that are sitting in that. If you look at the index, maybe you won't be able to tell what's there in it. So let me tell you. So it's got, for example, how to create ideas. In writing, you need to have a bunch of ideas. You need to have very good grammatical structures in order to write well, and you need to have vocabulary that is excellent. These are three conditions for good writing. And this book will teach you how to ideate. How do you get ideas? Do you know one of the commonest problems for children is that they take two ideas that are right on top of their head or off the cuff and they start writing the same idea over and over again until they have filled 2 pages, and they get low marks and people have no idea what to do. So this is a book that will tell you how you can ideate. Invaluable, invaluable. Whether your school does it or not, children should do it, and that's the way to go. Okay, produce excellent results. So ideation is one. How to ideate? Very simple, very effective. The next is audience purpose tone. Whenever you write something, you are writing it for somebody. Okay, you are writing it for your teacher for the examination, but the situation is given to you in the paper. So they will say you are going to do a talk for pre-primary children, or you are going to have a speech for fundraising, or you are writing a letter of complaint to the society about the plumbing. You might have many things, many audiences sitting there. Audience is very important. Purpose is important. What is purpose? Why am I writing? And tone is important. Now, if I am writing somebody and asking for a job, I can't take on an arrogant tone and say, you better give it to me, I am the best, right? I won't get it. I need to have a persuasive tone. If I am writing a complaint letter about something else where I have a lot of rights, like maybe the water pipe has burst on the street, so it's the same plumbing problem, and the road is flooded, I can write a very angry letter, hard hitting letter to the editor and say, I cannot believe why we are paying taxes. I can be very angry, and that is the right place for anger. So, tone must change. Tone is very important. Who is going to teach you all this? And where are you going to find this information? You will have to search through the net to find it. Here you have got it in a small packet sitting right there in 3-4 pages where I have explained it beautifully to you. So, therefore, guys, audience purpose tone. The other thing you will get is you will get all the genres. Now, there are several genres. Writing is not only one kind. You can write a story, you can write an imaginative story, you can write different kinds of stories, horror story, personal story, adventure story, you have all kinds of stories. Then you have advertisements, and you have persuasive speeches, and you have discussions or discursive writing where you write pros and cons, you have debates and arguments, so many kinds of writing, descriptive writing. All these have got very special features. Now, if you look at an adventure story, you might have certain features. Let me give you an example. So, you might have an element of danger. The setting of the story has to be described. It is normally outdoors. Then you might, when the danger comes in, you might have to show the body language of fear. Then you will need action words in order to show how you escaped. So, you have got these 4-5 elements that are critical for you to write an adventure story. You want to write a formal letter, there is a particular, it's not just the format, it's who are you writing to, why are you writing, what sort of language, what sort of vocabulary. So, features, vocabulary, target vocabulary, and then of course, you will have to get a sample, a couple of samples to show you how it's written. All this is done for each genre separately. Imagine the trouble that has been taken to compile this book. So, therefore, you can decide which genre you are writing on, study the features, look at what is the target vocabulary. If it is crime, there is going to be a whole bunch of typical vocabulary, investigation, clues, red herring, police, arrest. You will have certain words that are attached to crime. Similarly, if you are writing horror story, there will be a certain bunch of words that are attached to crime, attached to mystery. How will you differentiate? Who is teaching you this? That is a question. And even if someone is doing a great job teaching you, this book gives you a ton of stuff. That's like having all your notes compiled together, even in the best school possible. So, therefore, that is important. Then, you will have blah to brilliant words. When I say blah to brilliant words, there are words like I was very angry, I ate the cake, I hate this, I love that. This kind of blah words, and you will get amazing words instead of that. So, by just changing those words, if you just say I abhor, it makes a difference. Instead of saying I love something, if you say that I am attracted to something, or if you say that I passionately adore something, it will make a difference. You are not writing the blah pre-primary words, you are writing some really strong rigorous vocabulary. So, therefore, there are 75 such lists, they are brilliant. Okay, all the simple words, cruel, big, small, changed. Then you have grammatical word categories like adjective and adverb lists. Adjectives are powerhouses, right? If you say inappropriate, obnoxious, unpalatable, superb adjectives. If you write inadvertently, inappropriately, unconsciously, reluctantly, they are fantastic adverbs to be put along with verbs. So, you have got all this, tons of it sitting in your pages where you can pick and choose what you want. Let me tell you, vocabulary is something that has to be experienced in a wide range of reading, in a wide range of search, in a wide range of writing, then they become yours. If you say, I have to learn vocabulary separately, it's not going to happen. You really need to, from school, start picking up a whole bunch of wonderful vocabulary, and that's the only way you will be able to crack those. Even those hardest board exams that come up with odd words in your unseen comprehension, How are you going to learn all that? You have to pick it up incidentally like this with a purpose. And what is the purpose? Writing is the purpose. So adjectives and adverbs, look at how much there is. Forms of writing, all the forms, letter, autobiography, speeches, diary entry, blah blah blah, everything. All sorts are there, how to write, samples, vocabulary, everything. There are figures of speech, there is a whole section on poetry. All the figure of speeches that you can possibly imagine you need, not only for poetry, but for writing. We use a lot of poetic devices in writing. We use a lot of poetic language in writing, and that's how writing becomes absolutely ethereal. See, it becomes absolutely divine because of the kind of language that is used, poetic language. Metaphoric writing is what will give muscle to your writing, and people say, you write so beautifully, how do you do it? And this is where the secrets are sitting. So therefore, you have your figures of speech. Then you have critical appreciation. You not only have how to read a poem critically, how to read a prose text critically, how do you crack a poem, you also have how to write an appreciation. There is a certain language of critical appreciation. It evokes feelings of dread. See, it creates a sense of, it forebodes. You've got certain ways in which you express all that you want to say about poetry. They are not much, okay? You just have about 10 stem sentences, you pick it up and suddenly your critical appreciation looks fantastic. It's as simple as that. So how to write that appreciation? Let's talk about the influence of Shakespeare. Now there are a whole bunch of people who have influenced English. We should know, you need not know where it's come from, but if you know what are the words that Shakespeare coined, he's supposed to have coined hundreds of words. Sometimes they are very common words and we use them all the time, but we didn't know it was Shakespeare. Doesn't matter, you don't have to know, but if you can read through them, they give you a sense of curiosity and fascination and admiration for this man. You know, 400 years ago, imagine, he invented almost a big chunk of the language, and that is brilliant. So things like foul play or fool's paradise or the milk of human kindness, especially the wonderful poetry that is there in Shylock and in Macbeth and in King Lear, you can use it for every situation even today, and you should know what they are. If you got an ungrateful child to say sharper than a serpent's tooth is how a thankless child is. It has a certain clout even today. When you like Shylock says, hath a Jew not eyes? If you ask, hath a Dalit not eyes? You are making a statement, and Shakespeare has done it for you. So very important people, very important, very impressive. If you find a sentence like that sitting in your unseen comprehension, you will immediately pick it up. You will understand that it is an allusion to Shakespeare. They have taken it from there and thrown it into your comprehension. You will know that. Then you have a lot of Greek. Greek mythology is a huge vocabulary, what shall we say? It's a mountain of vocabulary coming from there. Medusa, Midas, Janus-faced, all this kind of expressions that you have from the stories are all great. If you say he's a Janus-faced politician, beautiful. People clap because it's so good. Instead of saying he's a hypocrite, he's a creep. These are all, absolutely, what shall we say, it's street words compared to this kind of clout that you put into your language. Then you have Latinate expression. Look at how much I have put into this book. You've got Latinate expressions. All the legal language that you can think of is sitting in those Latin words. So when you say ad hoc, ad nauseam, affidavit, agenda, de facto, ex gratia, all these words coming from that legal field, they are Latinate. Then you have biblical words. Bible was a huge influence on English. And what are the words? You've got names like Jezebel and Doubting Thomas and the patience of Job and an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. forbidden fruit, the deception of Judas. All of these amazing biblical terminology is coming from there, and you have reams of it that I have put in so that you can actually look at it and use it whenever it is appropriate. Otherwise, tell me, how are you going to do it? What English is just going to fall upon you like rain from somewhere? You're just going to one day sit with your pen and start writing? How is it going to happen? Tell me. If you don't pay attention, I told you it's a reference book, something you will use for a lifetime. You're not supposed to gather all this and consume it in 1 week or in 1 year. It is meant to go back whenever you write and start looking up, start enjoying. And then along with your other kinds of reading and listening, you become simply unbeatable. Okay, so you've got biblical words. Then you have word formation. It's not over. Word formation, prefixes, suffixes, homophones, idioms, all of it is there. Phrasal verbs, turn up, turn down, turn in, turn out, everything has got a different meaning. And you've got tons of phrasal verbs that are sitting in the book. You've got collectives. Collectives is another thing that really impresses people. So a hive of bees is simple, but if you say a maul of bears, a murder of crows, a creep of tortoises, a knuckle of gangsters, a leap of leopards, it is, oh wow, it is so very attractive. It's seductive, that language. You must pick it up so that you can get some of these brilliant collectives to write with. It shows you, it actually talks to you about how to build a gigantic vocabulary, how punctuation is critical. Punctuation is never taught properly. Beyond that full stop and question mark, even the commas, people are not sure where to put commas. They definitely don't know what to do with the semicolon or the colon or the dash or the bracket. There's a huge problem. So you've got punctuation in it. How to begin impactful sentences. How do you begin sentences? Am I going to say a sentence where I say he accompanied the priest, or should I say accompanied by the priest, he? The structural differences. It makes a difference. The impact is stronger when I start sentences in other ways than the traditional. It teaches you that. If you are a reluctant writer and you don't know what to write, it's got 10-15 tips on what you can do if you are a reluctant writer. It also talks about common errors and remedies. What are the errors that our children are making? It's got that, and it's got remedies for that. It's got proofreading, templates, lists, formats, tips, the whole works. How to write just about anything and everything using target vocabulary. Now, how much would you pay for 350 pages of pure gold? Tell me, what would you pay for a book like this? What is its worth? If you were to write a book like this, what would you charge anyone? That's a question to ask. It's easy to use, it has a clear index, it has navigation indices, and it's got a glossary, and it's got a how to use it overview. Now you have to read some of that stuff. I can't be still sitting here and telling you that. You can read it. It's available on how that book should be used. But it is not, I repeat, it is not a workbook. Don't look for exercises. It's a reference book. Okay? You want workbook? LWE, Language with Ease. And we've also got a how to teach online course for creative writing teachers. So if you're a teacher or you're an older student, you can always go and do that online course. It's brilliant. Several hundred teachers did it during the pandemic year and they had only praise for it. So take a look at that also. So what you are paying for this is a throwaway price of 699 rupees. It's a throwaway price. You would have to pay a tuition teacher for one session. You would probably have to pay this kind of money in a metro city. You will certainly not get a pair of sandals for this money. So think about it. It's knowledge that is falling out from everywhere. Do not skimp on it. Pick it up. Call for your copies. It makes a great gift. Wonderful gift. Knowledge. It's like the ocean. and it's never thrown out, it's remembered, and you will be remembered well after you are gone if you gift knowledge. My video channel, of course, is this one, Mindsprings English Teacher. It's got several videos on grammar and vocabulary. Take a look at it. And you can buy this book on Amazon, or you can buy it on our website. We put the link in the description box. Go and take a look at it. And happy writing. I hope you guys do very well. Please write in the comments box and tell me what you thought about this amazing book. When you buy it, please put a review on Amazon. And please tell people that something unique is available. People just don't know it's there. That's why I thought I must make this video. Okay. So guys, thank you very much for listening. Keep smiling till we meet again.